Today we are going to see about having that clarity before you start off any business. So this video is divided into two parts: busting the myths and how to get that clarity step by step. Even though you do not have any idea, even though you don't have the clarity about your passion, etc. But apart from all these, what are the things you must know to start off a business? So let's first understand why are there a certain kind of myths that people continuously talk about and think about before starting off a business. Now, you might be somebody who is already from a business background, means your family or somebody in the family has been running a business and you know certain kind of insights and knowledge about it, but you have not done it yourself. Or you might be in the category where you have acquired the knowledge and the education about running a business, but have still not started doing that. But you know how to run it, but you need to do it practically. Or you might be in the category where you do not have any example in your family or, a real insight about a person running a business. And you also do not have the required kind of education or the knowledge required for it. So you are coming from either a corporate background, but you want to start something of your own. Okay. So it does not matter what is your background, what is your current knowledge right now. There is always a starting time for everything. Okay. So now let's understand certain kind of myths. The first and foremost common myth that a person has is, first of all, I need to know my passion and I need to be so passionate about it to start off a business. Otherwise, I don't have any business. No. Always you need not know what you are passionate about. Only when you start doing some things, that clarity also comes to you. So whether you have something in mind that you are passionate about or not, it does not matter. Second thing is, you need money to make money. Means you need always money to start off a business. That's also a myth, by the way. Next thing is, you need to know everything A to Z for running a business. And you cannot, afford to fail. Otherwise, you cannot get up again while running a business. That is also a myth, right? And this is another common thing that I keep people saying, and they go into a zone of stress, they go into a zone of feeling guilty, is that you need to be a visible entrepreneur to make your business run. That also is a myth. Okay, I will go into these details later on, but now let's see in this particular video, what is the basic amount of clarity or the information that you need with respect to starting off a business, irrespective of which category you belong to. All right, so let's begin.
Now we need to see at the beginning, what are the things you need to know, okay? Starting from the scratch. For example, let's first understand which is the category or what kind of business do you really want and would suit you based on your inner calling or your capability or something that you want really for your present and future. Okay, so to begin from scratch, first the clarity about what kind of setup or business you want to have. Let's broadly divide it into three categories. Now, let's say somebody wants to start up a business. Don't get into the hobby or passion right now at this point of time. Okay, first, let's understand this particular segment. First of all, let's say somebody wants to only do something, side hustle or business, or taking something that they love and monetize it just for, self, or that will give enough money to sustain the family needs, like taking care of your bills, extra activities, leisure, etc. Okay, so it's all about yourself and your family, and you are absolutely happy and okay with it. Okay, let's take an example. The seasonal contracts that someone gets in terms of event planning, or let's say some kind of artwork, etc. And the person, the artist, is actually happy doing that much. He or she does not have some kind of things like, I want to have a team of 100 people, I want to open up these offices, that offices, something like that. No, that clarity is not there. So something like to do for self and family, and they're absolutely happy with it. And there is nothing right or wrong. I repeat, there is nothing right or wrong. Something which might be your vision might be different for somebody else, right? So this is the first category. Second one is something that you want to build as, let's say you want to have financial freedom, or let's talk about in terms of building assets. Like you want to earn money irrespective of whether you are in a job or starting up one business, two business, or you are working for some other businessman. It does not matter. What matters is you earning more than enough money that you want to build assets with. So it does not matter whether you are a front-end person or a back-end person, whether people know you or does not know you. So you are getting the kind of money you want for your products or service. Okay, that is one kind of business. Now, the third aspect is about your, of course, financial freedom that is there, but also about your brand or visibility. Okay, so why I'm saying this is here, the way you are going to work is different because you want to create a brand out of something, whether it is your product or service, or you want to be that kind of a brand or famous person with that kind of visibility. Now, what I have seen is majority of the people who are happy over here and who are happy over here, sometimes what happened is, and this is thanks to this, overexposure about a lot of information and knowledge, which can be a boon or a curse depending upon how you perceive it. Okay, what is happening is the people from here and the people from here think that they need to be in this particular category, whereas they might not want to be in this particular category at all. Okay, so what they want to do is they absolutely just want to be here and here, but somebody or because of some kind of influence, they think that they need to be over here, which is absolutely incorrect because they don't want to be in the third category, from within. It is because of some influence or somebody told them that if you don't become a brand, if you don't become a legend, if you don't become this or that, your visibility is not there, you are a waste of life. And that's a terrible thing that goes in the mind. So what happens is people who are absolutely happy over here and here should work accordingly, because the kind of leads you are going to generate in this kind of way of working in the business is different than you are going to generate in this kind of business. And it is going to be different in this kind of business. So the fact is, do not get into the trap of thinking that if you do not belong here, your life is a waste. Let me tell you why. Because for a long period of time, there was a moment where me and some other people had actually this belief that, if you are not a brand, if you're not this, you have to be a legend, you have to build your visibility, you have to do this, you have to do that. Whereas all these things does not matter if you have the right kind of clarity, right? So whether you are working in the first segment or second segment, that is what matters. All right. So I hope this first thing is clear to you. Now, I would like you to take some time, pause this video and analyze which is the category you want to belong to. What is that? Okay, I will be happy if I just, build some assets. I will be happy if I get more than enough for myself and my family and just travel the world or keep enough for emergency and this and that, and I'm happy about it. And I will be happy if I create my brand or visibility, and that's what makes me happy. So first you decide. Don't let anyone else tell you what you are going to be happy with, right? So this is the first category. So now let's look at the second aspect. Now, second aspect means whichever category you choose, first, second, or third, does not matter. Now, based on this, what is the kind of product or service you want to work upon? Okay. Now, here is an interesting aspect to this. It can be your own product or service, or it can be somebody else's. Okay. So it does not matter whether you are providing any kind of service or product. First, you decide. The first criteria is whether it is your own product or service. Let's say you build beautiful handmade jewelry. So you are creating that. That's your own product. Now, let's say you want, there is a brand or there are some people whose services you like a lot. Let's say some kind of service where people give any kind of consulting for kids and parenting. And you want to be a partner in that, associate with it, and you help them sell their products or service. So first you figure out what kind of products or service you want to have. Now, depending on that, you need to understand, let's say if it's your own product or service, right? Now you need to understand who is your exact target customer. Now, this is where majority of the people go haywire, because people think, oh, I am for everyone. My product and service for everyone. Well, that is not the case. See, your product and service can be for everyone, no doubt. But at least to begin with, people should know who they are coming to. Okay, whether you are right for them or not. And for that, you need to begin somewhere. And to begin somewhere, you need to identify who or which segment is your customer belonging to. Example, is it kids? Are they students? Are they housewives? Are they IT professionals? Are they doctors? Are they manufacturing units? Are they anybody, right? So it depends on the psychographic and the demographic of it. So whether it is psychographic or demographic, so you need to figure out what does your customer want? How do they feel? How do they react? What are their responses when they see your particular product or service? What is their demographic? Which location do they belong to? What is their age group? What is their gender? How do they, where do they stay, etc. All these things come under this category. More so in all these categories differently, I'll create videos going detailed into all these parameters. But as of now, let's move on. Okay, so the next thing you need to know is what is the pricing of your product. This is important because based on your target audience, you need to also fix the pricing. So there is a combination of both, whether it is your target audience or your product or service. For example, kids, do they have the buying capacity? The answer is no, their parents have, right? So you need to fix the pricing accordingly. Now, the next thing is, depending on all these parameters, you need to understand whether there is any form of money investment required or not. When I say money investment, please don't take the heavy ones, like coming from funds or investors and this and that. No. Yes, in certain businesses, if you're planning to launch huge or product-related services, you might need it. But let's say you are in a service-related business. Let's say you are in a coaching or consulting or any kind of these solutions. So there you need to analyze what are the type of money investments you need. Example, it could be certain tools that you are using. So subscription might take in charges, right? Subscription of any portal or any app that you are using, etc. So all these things will come into picture. And if you're in a product related service, then you need to understand how much capital would you need for the raw materials, etc. So then you need to analyze what is the kind of money investment you are looking for. All right. Now, the next thing is, what is the necessary skill set you have? Or rather, let me put it in the manner of knowledge you have about what you are going to start. When I talk about knowledge or skill set, please don't think you will know A to Z of everything that you want to do. No, not required. All you need to do is understand what are the things you need to know, what are the things you can outsource or can get help from somebody whom you know, okay? So for that, the thing first of all required is your investment in yourself. Let's say if you really are very serious about starting something, then investment in your self-development or in learning that kind of skill set, technical or functional. Now, let's say you are a baker, you love baking cakes, but you are not that skillful in that. So let's say you have two options. Either you invest money and learn about the entire A to Z of baking, you can do it yourself. Or what you do is you start off the business, okay, put the money, invest in hiring the right kind of people who knows better than you, right? So it depends on what kind of level of skill set you have, all right? So the next thing is, and the most important and the crucial aspect of it, which I will give us the most star is, what people do not do is the market research. What do I mean by market research? It means everything. I repeat, market research is everything. For example, whether it is about your product or service, or whether it is about your customer, okay, whether it is about what is the trend happening in the market, or how people are going to even buy it or not buy it, everything. Do the market analysis, do the market research first. Whether you do it online or offline, it does not matter. But first you need to understand you need to do certain kind of market research, okay? And once you are done with all these things, you have at least the first level is complete. The first level, at least you have in your hand, is to begin with your own business idea. Okay, of course, there are lots more, like about where to look for the market research things, what, depending on your products or services, do you need to hire people? Do you need to work with somebody? Do you need to collaborate? Where should you market it? Online, offline, right? How to choose the right customer? If you have too many ideas, then which idea to begin with at the first? So all these things I'm going to share and go much in detail.
I hope this was helpful to you, and subscribe to this channel to get more such sessions or videos so that you can start working on yourself, or whether you are creating a side hustle or you really want to start off a business, you can work on these parameters and, increase your acumen to either start off your business or even take your business to the next level. Keep watching this space to know more. Thank you and see you soon.